Here we are with Mike the Martian Ricci, who's coming back. You know what? March 17th. I hear that that's St. Patrick's Day, and you're going to be fighting. What's going on, Mike?
Yeah, I'll be fighting March 17th. St. Patty's Day. My birthday's the next day.
Nice.
So it's action packed. I got a lot of Irish friends, so I can't really.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. The Italians went on one side of things. Yeah. The Irish went on the other.
So I got my Irish fans, coming out, and they're gonna be pissed, if I let them down. So.
Also a lot of pressure. Now you're going up.
Tons of pressure.
You're going up against Todd Hervey. What do you know about Mr. Hervey?
I know that he's a good stand-up fighter. I know that. I mean, from his videos and whatnot. He's got 23 pro fights. He's fought great guys like Takanari Gomi, Pat Curran.
Nice.
So I know he's gonna be real tough. But he just recently lost to Jesse Ronson, who I've also fought with. So I mean, that's shows that I've seen holes in his game from that fight. So I'm gonna go based on that.
Now, this is Mike the Martian Ricci. You're coming back after a loss. We got to talk about the fact that there was probably a little bit of pressure put on, and maybe from Crookshank, and that maybe people might want to see that video and say, well, let me try and pressure Ricci. What kind of answers you got for them? Is it coming with a left and a right? How are you going to answer the guy that wants to pressure you?
Yeah, I've really been working on that. I mean, for the most part, my style, I was always, circling out and whatnot when I would get pressured. But Crookshank's footwork was really good, and he did capitalize. He at the first couple rounds, if you notice, I sidestepped and circled away from his attacks. But then later on in the fight, third, fourth round, he started to pick up on it. So then he started to score more. I worked a lot since then on not only circling away, but also answering back and a lot of counter punching. So splitting the guy's combination, not just letting a guy 1, 2, 3, 4 kick. Splitting it right at the beginning, or right in the middle, sorry. And it's changed my game completely.
Well, one thing I like seeing about you right now in terms of the attitude and the eye, you got to tell a fighter by looking at his eyes right now. And sometimes a fighter after a loss, they kind of look a little bit down, they kind of look a little bit insecure. You look every bit as confident as people know Mike Ricci to be. I'm talking about every bit. Where do you draw from that strength of confidence? Is it through Denzel Washington movies? How do you, even if he makes someone that's an average movie, he still comes back and hits it hard again. Is that where you get it from?
Yeah, that's the remedy, is the Denzel movies, for sure. He's my guy. But I mean, this fight was different for me. I knew it was a 5-round fight. I wanted to stand. I wanted to stand. I wanted to trade, even though that's not my style. If you watch all my previous fights, I utilize my wrestling, which is my strong point. I mean, I still scored 5 takedowns in my last fight, but it wasn't my my objective. I stood. It was a stand-up fight, and it was very close. And the judges gave it to him, and that's fine. I wanted to get in there and prove to myself, that I could stand up and go to war. There was a lot of speculation after I fought Curran, and then when I fought Ronson, I just took him down. So everyone was like, oh, maybe he's scared to stand. And I did let the crowd or the public, get the better of me with that, and it got into my head. So I did stand. But this fight, I'm going to be back to my old ways. I'm going to be able to mix it up a little bit differently and show people I can stand and take down and mix it up, not just be one-dimensional like my last fight.
Nice. So the last question I have for you, I want to know when you are sitting back and you want to try to get yourself pumped up and motivated and ready to go, what are you doing? Is it music? Is it a movie? What gets you ready to go take to that next level?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the training camp, music is great. Movies are awesome as well. Obviously, when you're watching movies like 300 or Terminator or anything like that, you're gonna get into it. I'm not watching romantic comedies, throughout my training camp. No Justin Timberlake music or anything. Okay. But yeah, music and movies is good. But the night of the fight, you don't really need much. You know what's happening, and tension is high. Nerves are high. So you don't really need any music in the back to get you any more fired up than you already are.
All right, well, you know what? This is Mike the Martian Ricci. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. March 18th, as it falls into the birthday of one Mike the Martian Ricci right now, is going to be party galore. Message out there to all the fans that, continue to support Mr. Ricci.
Yeah, thanks for all the support from from the beginning, everyone who's been supporting me, and I look to put on a good fight, and be there, show up, and you guys all have a good time.
All right, appreciate you taking the time here on the weigh-in. Found it. There you go. Boom.